Hey, and welcome back to Mountain Murders. I'm Heather.
And I'm Sick Dylan.
He is Sick Dylan, but you are such a champ. You are going to give it your best today.
That's right, because our power comes from the people.
Our power comes from the people. Exactly. We tried to hit our 12 downloads of December goal. We fell just a tiny bit short.
We tried really hard.
But you've been sick.
And Christmas got in the way.
I know.
Family.
And family gets in the way.
What the hell?
But we did celebrate our very first birthday, December 28th, our 1-year podcast anniversary.
That is the day that Mountain Murders was born.
Happy birthday, Mountain Murders.
We was almost born on top of Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey. Okay.
But yeah, Dylan is sick. We have a house full of kids, so we're not sure how this episode is going to work out. But we wanted to get it out for you guys. If you hear some weirdness in the background or something, I mean, who knows?
Yes, I may cough.
I tell them not to run with scissors, to wait until after we record to start making martinis. I don't know.
I definitely have a cough drop in my mouth, which is a no-no.
If one of the kids cranks up like Cardi B or something, I mean, we have no control over it.
And I'm supping coffee, guys. I apologize.
You're supping coffee?
Yes.
You're country. You're supping it?
I'm going to take some sups.
Okay. Also wanted to mention real quick, we are now available for download on Stitcher.
Yes.
That is one of the platforms we have not been available on, but we are now on Stitcher.
Yeah, and that's a big platform. It's growing daily.
Right. Don't forget, we have our Mountain Murders live show coming up January the 18th. Tickets are on sale for that. We've sold quite a few. We're getting really excited. I have been researching like a fool, Dylan.
Oh my God, I'm digging in on our special secret case as well.
I've been getting down all these weird rabbit holes. I'm really excited. We're going to bring you a brand new case, never covered by Mountain Murders. I don't think it's been covered by any podcast.
I can't find one.
I know.
I've tried.
This is a fantastic case. Also, we're going to have some cool merch available for the show.
We will.
And that's going to be in Asheville, North Carolina at Fleetwood. So we can't wait to see you there. Are you ready to dig into this case?
This case is a sad case.
It is a very sad case, but it's very interesting.
It's very interesting, and I think this story should always be, no matter if you've heard it before, it just needs to be out there.
Elisa Fairchild was born June 16th, 1968. She was a middle child with 2 sisters. Her parents worked in factories here in Western North Carolina. One worked in a textile factory and the other in a furniture factory, which we don't have a lot of these textile mills around
Not anymore.
But the textile industry was huge in Western North Carolina for some years.
And furniture.
Yeah, furniture. Hickory, North Carolina.
I'm pretty sure.
At one point, it was kind of like the furniture capital of like
maybe the country or I mean, parts of the world. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It was, North Carolina produced a whole lot of it.
Yeah, and those textile mills were all around. And you grew up in Shelby.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, still considered part of Western North Carolina.
Yeah,
kind of on the edges of the foothills, Piedmont.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fabrics and cloth mills and
yarn.
Yeah, yarn.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, things like that. There was a lot of those around there.
Right. Well, Alyssa's mother was the disciplinarian in the family, and her father was a bit more laid back. Some reports say he really doted on Elisa. Elisa was rebellious and had a lot of conflict with her mother as she got older. I mean, you see a lot of this. Mothers and daughters, when girls grow into those teenage years, they're trying to figure out who they are, find their own identity, have a lot of conflict with their moms.
Yeah, I can tell you, early on they figure out exactly who they are. They're mom's antithesis, and it is an all-out war, and it's scary to be around.
Sometimes. Now, some girls don't go through that.
Yeah, but it can be definitely volatile.
I mean, I definitely remember being of a certain age and feeling like everything my mother said warranted an eye roll.
Yeah. Well, that's more common.
Yeah. But Elisa was very physical with her mother. She would often hit, slap her mother. Just, like you said, would kind of have these all-out, like, knockdown, drag-out fights. So things were not good in this home as far as this mother-daughter relationship goes. However, Elisa was pretty popular in high school. She was considered attractive. She would attend dances, football games, always seemingly had, fellas around. Just kind of an outgoing girl. And it was at some point when she's about 17 or so that she decides to drop out of high school, which is kind of strange because she had had a fairly good experience.
Yeah.
Decent grades.
You're almost done.
Right. And just decides to drop out. She gets married at 17, and this is to her first husband. His name is Jerry Winkler. Now, the two are both 17, and they have to get permission to get married. They lie to Jerry's parents because, guess what? Alyssa's pregnant.
Uh-oh.
They lie to Jerry's parents and say that the baby belongs to him, even though they know it's not his baby. So here's this guy. He knew her from high school. He reunites with her at some point after she's dropped out. I think they bumped into each other at a gas station, and she's pregnant. They start dating. He knows she's going to be a single mother, and he wants to step up to the plate, and he himself is a kid.
Wow.
He's 17. It was only after a week or so of dating that he proposes.
Well, there you go.
The couple had been together, as I said, only a week before they decided to get married. However, this marriage is not going to last very long. Eventually, it comes out that the baby is not his. His parents push for the marriage to be annulled.
With 3 L's?
With 3 L's.
That's serious business
like an
right there.
inside joke for us, but yes.
Yeah.
Alyssa would go on to marry another man, Joseph Proctor, shortly after. He was much older than her. He was 28, and he'd been in a car accident, so he was considered disabled. He walked with a limp and had medical problems stemming from having been in this car accident. In September of 1987, they married after she got pregnant. The couple had 2 children together. So by 21, Alyssa has 3 kids.
What the hell?
They live on property that is owned by Joseph Proctor's family. Alyssa and her mother-in-law had a lot of conflict. Seems to be a pattern with her. She has conflict with her mother.
Yeah.
Now she's moved on. She's got conflict with her mother-in-law. At some point, Proctor's mother had to get a restraining order against Alyssa. Alyssa had made threats that she was going to burn the house down.
Oh, you gotta love that threat.
Including killing the kids.
Oh, yeah, that's that's a really messed up thing to tell people.
Definitely.
If you make them believe it, because it's very scary to know at no time. It's like being robbed. When someone comes in your home and violates your space and your sense of security, you're never the same. No matter if they're caught or whatever. But when you tell someone that, and they just never know if you're truly going to do it, let alone with little kids in the house, that can be very scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk a whole lot about my private life in how dysfunctional it's been. But, I grew up in a very bad situation. A lot of domestic violence in my childhood.
Right.
And when my parents split, because, my mom had finally had enough, I mean, there were a lot of threats like this.
Yeah.
And I remember being a little kid and hearing things like, I'm going to burn the house down. I'm going to kill you guys while you're asleep. Just crazy, and that's
what the hell?
Very fucked up when you're a little kid and you're hearing this, and especially when it's coming from your other parent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty tough right there.
Yeah, not a good situation for anyone to be in, but definitely has some lasting impacts on kids, for sure.
So, constant arguments, threats.
Just
God, that poor guy. He's in a hard spot there. She's raising hell against his mother, making all these threats against his family. I would be like, look, girl.
And the fact that they live on family property, so it's almost like
what the hell's
there's
wrong with you?
Several relatives.
Oh, yeah.
One of those kind of like family compounds.
You can't even get away from it.
Quite a few people living within close proximity to each other, and then she's constantly causing conflict. I mean, this is not good for Joseph. And he at some point is like, you just need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right? When the pair split, she takes her daughters, but leaves her son behind with his dad.
Okay.
A lot of people said she had a very nasty temper.
It sounds it.
Just explosive, nasty temper.
Sounds like a personality disorder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you just, I'm no expert on that stuff, but when you just can't get along with people, when you can't, even if you have an argument, you take it to the next level, you escalate things, you hold grudges, all that shit.
Yeah. That's
not good.
No, it's not. Alyssa would go on to marry 7 times.
Why does she have to be married? Can't you just be? Some people's like that, and I've never understood it. You can just be by yourself you can just date people. You can live with them.
They just jump from relationship to relationship.
I don't understand yeah.
Well, again, I mean, we'll get into it, but that could have something to do with maybe having a bit of a personality disorder or just being very codependent.
I'm only getting married once.
Oh, baby, I love you.
And that's to my beautiful wife.
You're so sweet.
You'll meet her next week.
Okay.
Oh, sick jokes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm the one on your life insurance. So
I know.
You better quit making jokes. So at some point, she married 3 men in 3 years.
What the hell?
And at some points, she was overlapping marriages, like not divorcing one husband before she was marrying another.
Oh, shit. That's bigamy, y'all.
In 2011, she would be charged with bigamy.
Oh, no.
Because she was married to one husband and then turned around and found herself a second husband.
Wow.
Alyssa definitely was a woman who needed a man around, and she would marry men quickly after meeting them. Within just a few months. Poor guy, are you okay over there?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
So she would marry men pretty quickly after meeting them within just a few months. Her 4th husband was deaf.
Okay.
She seemingly preyed upon men who had disabilities.
I was going to say, there seems to be a pattern there, maybe.
She very much liked being in control, being physical, often with that nasty temper. She was very physically violent, and she really liked manipulating these men.
Wow.
She seemed to prey on men that she could take advantage of.
Yeah, I think you need a
that she felt like had some sort of disability, physical ailment, so then she could kind of be the one in control of the finances, just every aspect of their lives.
Yeah, I think you need 4 functioning limbs to fight her off of you. Damn.
Her daughters were punished severely. She was almost borderline abusive when it came to her kids. She would ground them and physically punish the girls. At certain points throughout their childhood, neighbors would call Child Protective Services on her. She would be seen slapping her kids through the face and just out in the yard in front of the entire neighborhood, spanking them, hitting them, striking them in the face.
What the hell? Screaming all the time, I'm sure.
So yeah, the neighbors were very concerned, would see the kids with bruises, and multiple times, again, called, the Child Protective Services. Alyssa never really had any kind of steady employment. She mostly relied on her husbands to take care of her. She did sell drugs on and off over the years. She was described by family members as very manipulative, always looking to work an angle.
Wow.
Kind of like a con person.
Yeah.
Like a grifter. She had evictions, small claims, court, problems.
Judgments and
past
such.
due bills, string of bad credit cards. In 7 years, she had a total of 42 residences.
How do you even move that many times?
It was just like a pattern of she would get into a place, she wouldn't pay any of her bills,
2 or
would
3
fall
months.
behind, get evicted, move on to the next place, not pay rent, not pay any of her bills, everything behind, getting turned off, and it was a pattern.
Wow.
Can you imagine 42 residences in 7 years? I mean, that's like moving 6 times a year.
No, I can't.
Maybe more than that. I hate moving.
That sounds horrible.
Several husbands described her as having beat them with baseball bats, or when they'd finally take off, they'd come home to like the entire house being cleared out. She even stole one of her husband's hearing aids and fishing poles.
Ah, damn it. No, he can't hear or fish.
You can't take a man's fishing pole.
That's an evil ass woman right there.
Right? I mean, that's one thing you don't do. That would be like if I came home and you had taken all of my shoes.
Oh, I would never cross that line.
Them spotting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would stab me in the neck.
Sometime in the late 1990s, she discovers the internet.
Oh, yay.
Like so many people back then.
She needs to be on the internet.
I'm guessing she had like AOL dial-up. Like,
yeah.
you like my sound effect?
Whenever she pays the bill.
And she would spend hours online. Now remember, she's not working. She's hanging around the house. She's online all day.
Manipulating, I bet.
Makes me think of like Napoleon Dynamite's cousin or uncle or whatever, brother, Kip.
Yeah.
who's like spending hours on the internet talking to hot babes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She played a game called